Fear is one of the greatest problems in life. A mind that is caught in fear lives in confusion, in conflict, and therefore must be violent, distorted, and aggressive. It dare not move away from its own patterns of thinking, and this breeds hypocrisy. Until we are free from fear, we may climb the highest mountain, invent every kind of god, but we will remain in darkness. What are you really afraid of? Not just the dark, not failure, not being alone. Krishnamurti says fear is never out there. It lives in the mind. Whether it takes the form of loneliness, loss, or rejection, fear is always the same, and it begins the moment we try to escape pain through thought. In this video, we explore the root of fear, how it shapes us, and how we can face it without running. When you compare yourself with another, ideologically, psychologically, or even physically, there is the striving to become that, and there is the fear that you may not. It is the desire to fulfill, and you may not be able to fulfill. Where there is comparison, there must be fear. Have no fear of perfection. You'll never reach it. Fear doesn't exist on its own. It arises when we try to escape it, by turning to ideas, distractions, or activity. That escape creates contradiction, and contradiction creates more fear. A man who fears suffering is already suffering from what he fears. Fear is the result of time and thought. The moment you think about what might happen, fear is born. I had pain yesterday. There is the memory of it, and I do not want it again tomorrow. Thinking about the pain of yesterday, thinking which involves the memory of yesterday's pain, projects the fear of having pain again tomorrow. So it is thought that brings about fear. Thought breeds fear. Thought also cultivates pleasure. To understand fear, you must also understand pleasure. They are interrelated. Without understanding one, you cannot understand the other. To understand fear is to be free from it. A fearful mind is a dull mind. It cannot see or feel clearly. That's why understanding fear isn't optional. It's necessary for real freedom. But to run away from fear is only to increase it. One of the major causes of fear is that we do not want to face ourselves as we are. A man that flies from his fear may find that he has only taken a shortcut to meet it. You cannot escape fear. You must look at it, observe it, stay with it completely. Only then does it dissolve. Fear is never abstract. It's always about something. Public opinion, loss, pain, death, loneliness. Some fears are conscious, others are buried deep and show up in dreams, but all of them affect us. You can only watch the movement of fear when you are not remembering past fears and watching with those memories. Fear is always in relation to something. Fear of losing, fear of not gaining, fear of what others say, fear of not being loved. It is a necessity to understand it. A mind that lives in fear is a dead mind, is a dull mind. It is a mind that cannot look, see, hear clearly, directly. So it is very important to understand one's relationships with others, with society, with everything, and to be free of fear totally, not partially, not fragmentarily, not on various occasions, but completely. The movement from certainty to uncertainty is what I call fear. We fear loneliness, but rarely face it directly. We avoid it with family, work, books, noise. Yet unless we truly feel that sense of inner isolation, we won't understand the fear it creates. Most of us are concerned when we have fears, either to suppress it, control it, run away from it, or invent some rationalization which gradually becomes neurotic. And apparently throughout the ages man has not been able to be free of fear, both outward fears, dangers, accidents, and so on, ultimately the fear of death, and we still live with innumerable fears, each one according to his temperament, character, idiosyncrasy, according to his peculiar experience, culture, and so on. Fear expresses itself in many forms, but there is only one fear. Fear is fear, not how it shows, not what are the mediums through which you are aware of the existence of fear. Whether conscious or unconscious, it comes from the same root. To understand it, we must look at the whole mind, both the surface and the depths. Fear cannot exist by itself. It is not an abstraction. An abstraction comes into being only when one runs away from fear into an idea or concept or activity. Suppose one is afraid. One's mind is incapable of facing it and seeks an escape from it. Then any thought or activity arising from that escape, from that flight from the fact of fear, breeds an abstraction, a life of contradiction. A life of contradiction brings more fear, more conflict, and all the complexities of existence. One of the functions of thought is to be occupied all the time with something. Most of us want to have our minds continually occupied so that we are prevented from seeing ourselves as we actually are. We are afraid to be empty. We are afraid to look at our fears. Fear ends not by resisting it, but by understanding it. And to understand, we must stop escaping. If this touched something in you, let it stay with you, not as knowledge, but as insight. Feel free to share your reflections below. And if you're on a path of awareness, subscribe for more words that challenge and awaken.